on my face. Go ahead. Okay. Hello, everyone. We are live. It's your girl, Dr. Joy, PhD, Pretty Doll Montique, and Callie. We are here to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 8, Episode 13, Sharing is Caring. How are you ladies doing?
Good.
Good. What about you, Callie? I got
Sleepy. I'm good though.
sleepy. So, any good news? Anything I want to talk about? Chat stick of the week. What we doing first?
Chapstick.
Okay,
Go ahead,
anything we
Callie.
say is allegedly our opinion, entertainment purposes only. We're doing this for fun. All right, go, Callie.
Hold on. Which one are we gonna do?
We're doing Potomac. That's the only thing we're doing today, right?
So I mean the
Correct.
chapstick.
Whatever you want to do, whichever one you want to do.
Let's start with Martell Holt.
Okay, go ahead.
So there's a women's
On
empowerment.
what show?
Huh?
What show is he from?
From Love and Marriage Huntsville, Martell Holt. And we all know about his recent escapades with the DV alleged charges and that he was arrested. And that has all happened within the past, month maybe? He is scheduled to appear at a women's empowerment conference this coming weekend. And there's been lots of comments that are going around on the internet questioning what the hell is on the lady's mind that's running it. A lot of people have put some concerns out there, and they think that is the wrong thing for Martell to be doing, and it's a very bad move for the lady running it to have even invited him or to have not canceled him in the event that this was all done before the DV charges and the arrest. What do you guys think about that?
So it is a lady that's running it, right?
Yes, it is.
It is. Okay. No. I mean, has he been charged with it? Has he been found guilty?
No, but he's been
Okay.
charged.
So do you think just the fact of him being charged is an issue? Is that what people are saying?
What is he charged with?
Well, he's charged
Domestic
with
violence.
communication harassment,
Yeah.
but domestic violence.
Yeah.
So he
So-
was just arrested for that.
Right.
But-
Was he calling her or texting her?
Texting, I do believe. I think
Is
it was
this- Go ahead. Can you
I think it was
explain
a-
what the situation is?
I
'Cause
think
I
it
don't.
was a threatening text message. So and people who are just getting on, what we do is we do a chat stick moment of the week to allow you to get on before we start talking about Potomac. So we will talk about Potomac in a minute. So a while ago, Melody Holt, sorry, whatever her name is right now, Rogers, and Martell were kind of going back and forth on Instagram.
Roger
and he
that.
sent her a text saying, if you don't stop, I'm going to do this. And he showed her a screenshot of something or a video of something supposedly sexual between those two. Well, his baby mama, Coleslaw is what people call her, went on with another blogger and was talking about it and saying she had it and she was going to share it and things of that nature, as he says.
Mhm.
So Callie's asking, with all the things that he's done, just this right here, is this someone who should be at a women's empowerment speaker? Should he speak? I would say no.
Okay. What would you say, Joy?
It depends on what the situation is. One of the things that I have always found interesting about men, particular, I can't imagine them not bringing him to really talk about what led to his cheating. I'm not necessarily justifying it, but I could see how that could garner conversation that could be interesting to women. I'm always interested, even if they feel like a whole bunch of excuses by men. I am interested in that dialogue. I have always been.
Well, he's not going there to speak on his domestic violence charges.
This isn't about I'm not
She
suggesting.
said cheating. So she's saying that this is a way for. Go ahead.
I'm suggesting that possibly, I don't know. This is just me conjuring up in my head. I have no idea. I ain't read nothing. I ain't seen nothing. I kind of saw the poster, but I didn't even read it. I can't imagine any other reason why women empowerment would invite Martell Holt to speak to women other than as a cautionary tale. That's just what I think possible. I don't know what they're going to talk about.
Right.
Go ahead.
That's just that's the only way that it can even try to make it make sense, possibly.
For me, right.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, even if it is to, I think they could have got somebody. I don't know. I think he was already scheduled, possibly like Callie was thinking, and they just didn't want. And it's the same weekend or day
as
the Scots thing, the Expo.
Mm-hmm.
So
is that still happening?
I think so.
Yeah, it's happening.
Okay.
And a lot of people, you want to go ahead into that now?
Yeah, go ahead.
And a lot of people are, first of all, there's been different bloggers and content creators over the past few weeks looking at the flyers that Marcel and Tisha have put out. And they were pointing out all the things that were missing, like the location, the exact dates and times. Is it 1 day? Is it 2 days? And all that is questionable when you're looking at some of the flyers. A lot of that has been updated now, though. It does show on the flyer I looked at today. It does show where it's going to be at. But another thing that they're talking about, they seem to be impressed with the fact that it's being sponsored by Amazon. And so Montique and I have been just talking about what that really means. And
depending on
sponsored or powered, because that is
powered. It does not say sponsored.
It says it doesn't just say powered either. It says, let me look at the message I just sent Montique. I think it says
partnership, and I think that's a play on words. Amazon, okay, they could have a partnership. I don't believe it. The Powered by Amazon is a website portal that they use. They allow people to pay for and use, and it is something that could say it's a respectable event, but it's not sponsored by them. It's powered by them using their web portal. So I feel like they're being misleading,
and that's what I'm really trying to hope they're not, because when you hear partnered is not powered by. That's a different term altogether. So when you hear partner, what do you think that means? Had powered not even been on any flyers?
If it was partnered by them, then why wouldn't their flyers say partner? If Amazon is your partner, why would you say powered instead of partner? See, in the verbiage that they typed on the little web portal website that they use, next said partnership. But everything that they have that's graphic wise says powered by. It does not say anything about partnership with Amazon. It does not have to say anything about sponsorship. It just has that logo that if we as Chatter Up use that web portal and pay for it, all of our stuff would say powered by Amazon.
But all of this stuff is not saying powered by Amazon. So even with that little thing on that Eventbrite website where it says partnered, what does partnered with mean to you, Joy?
That they just
I know that you can buy that. That's something that you can buy. That's a powered by is a set of web services. That's all it is that you purchase. And you can say powered by Amazon. And it could even be the same with partnered, because I could partner with Amazon. There is something that I could go out and purchase. There is this matter of fact, my cousin has been trying to get into this deal for about $1,700. You can partner with Amazon and buy items and then put them on Amazon. And the items that you personally buy, you send to Amazon and they do all the work. They mail them. You put them on the website. They tell you how many. You can do that. That's a partnership.
Well, that's a seller's program that Amazon has.
Correct.
Right. But when you think about the conference, the Expo, that wouldn't, I guess they could be selling black.
The web services could include that.
Yeah, the web service that they pay for could include a way to say partnership. But I don't think that Amazon really is out here having a partnership for this Expo. Now y'all can believe it, and that's fine. But I feel like it's part of their web service portal package, and it is a good way to make people think that you're legit and you're recognizable, and it makes you look like you're more than you are. And they could be, because they seem like they have some great speakers coming. The price went up too, so it was like what, $100, and now it's $300 or something like that.
It was originally from $50 up to like $299, and
Okay.
now that was just for a short period of time. That time has now passed, and so now it's regular price, which is anywhere from $200.
Do you know if this is going to be something that they're going to have filmed, or is this just them doing this? Do y'all know?
I don't know that part.
I don't know. I'm
Filming is going on now.
They are filming, right?
So it's possible.
I think people are I know Heavenly's a speaker. Is anybody else a speaker that we know?
Trapper. What's his name? The Trapper guy.
Oh, this is in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know who the Trapper guy
is. Or is it in Huntsville?
It's in Atlanta. The Trapper guy, he does stocks. He's really into stocks.
Oh, okay.
What is his name?
So they paying these speakers, right?
Wall Street Trapper. That's another person that's going to be there. I've listened to him before. He's a really good speaker, but he's also kind of learned the game of investing in the stock market.
Okay.
On his own, and he's teaching people how to do the same thing. So he's been around for years. So it's him, it's Dr. Heavenly, and then it's some other people that I didn't really know these other people.
Let me see what I look like. Y'all, it's gonna be real quick. Okay, I'm all right. Look, I don't have my flower because I did all this without a mirror. Okay, I just put some lip gloss on. Okay, let's see. What was I gonna say? So I guess, do you think that anybody? I think people will go. Would you pay for?
Joy, are you there?
I'm sorry.
Would you pay that?
Were you asking me?
No, I just.
What happened?
Montique faded out. I was just making sure you hadn't frozen.
Oh, did I? Sorry, y'all. Am I still here?
Yes, you are now.
Okay. Did Lord, I lost my thought. Oh, would you all pay for this if you were in Atlanta?
No.
How much is it now?
It's like $399.
I would have definitely paid the $50. I wouldn't pay $299 $300 for it. But I definitely would have paid $50. It's worth it. I vend. I used to all the time because I make a natural lotion. Right. So I vend a lot. I usually don't like spending more than $150. The time that I will spend $500 because I usually share a booth with somebody.
Okay.
And it's usually the traffic is tens of thousands of people.
Well, you know that the Bonnaroo hair show, is that, how do you say that? Some kind of hair show, Bonnaroo Brothers. It's some kind of hair show. It's the same day in Atlanta. And I don't know where Martell's thing is, if it's in Atlanta or not. But
no, his is in North Carolina, I believe.
Okay. So it's going to be a busy day. So maybe they will get people coming in and out because of that. But
just to point out another person that's going to be there, because maybe some of you know her. Her name, she was on the reality TV show Selling Sunset, only it's Selling Atlanta or something like that. She was on the Atlanta one, I believe. She's gonna her name is Brittany Rickard is one. Hold on. But one that I know from the show, where's her face at? Let's see it now. That sucks. Let's see. She was on there. Here she is. Her name is Quiana Watson.
Quiana Watson.
Show? Where is she speaking? Which show? With Martell or with
we're talking about the Expo.
Or with Marcel?
At the Expo.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, okay, y'all. Well, hopefully some of you all will do it and then come on here and let us know how it was. I think it's some live stream opportunities, I thought too.
No, not that I see.
Oh, no. Oh, okay.
They got a lot. I mean, they've already made a nice little upgrade from what they did last year. Everything looks really nice and professional. So hopefully people that are there will really be able to share the positive changes if there were any.
Okay. So are y'all ready to get into it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so first we're going to rate the episode.
5.
Okay. Oh, what happened to my comments? Oh, we don't have any. Okay. What about you, Joy?
First of all, I want to say this is the Real Housewives of Potomac we're about to review. This is season
I did
8,
it
episode
already at the
13.
beginning.
Did
I
you
did.
say that?
Yes,
You did. Sharing is caring. I didn't hear it.
at the very
If
beginning.
I think your thing was going in and out because I
Oh,
didn't hear it. Yeah, that's why I said, are you still here at some point? Because I didn't hear anything.
oh, okay. So you didn't hear me say
Yeah,
hello, 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 everyone. We are
I
live.
heard that part, but I
Okay,
didn't hear you say this is season 8,
okay.
episode 13. Sharing is caring. So anyway, I'm gonna give this a strong 8. This was really
I like.
reminiscent of old school
Mm-hmm.
Potomac to me. I hate the toxic Potomac. This was the lighthearted, fun Potomac.
I thought so too. I enjoyed every moment of it. I thought it was like an 8. I don't know what the fans and viewers want anymore.
Toxicity.
I don't even think Bravo can give people what they want. So I think it's gonna have to be people are just gonna have to find something else to watch, like baddies or whatever they want.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And just
that's what
move
they want.
on from
That's what
this
they
and
want.
let the people who like it watch it and don't watch it just to say you don't like it. You know what I'm saying?
You don't
I
know
don't
how
want to
many.
watch baddies. I won't be watching baddies. Yeah, so that's
I'm
not true
not
for
talking
everybody.
about you. I'm talking about because you hadn't said anything like what I've seen where people are just they're just downright. I don't know what the word is, but it's just like they're like, I don't even watch it. When is this season gonna be over? I'm like, nobody's making you watch this. Go ahead.
I think there's a whole bunch of people that like. Let me show you how toxic this is. People think that Giselle is toxic for taking away a fake made
We
up
gonna get in it.
title
Yeah, we gonna get
from
in there.
Karen and give to Nneka, but in the same breath talk about if Karen had read her for filth, that's what they want. The
Yes,
fans are toxic. It's not the cast, it is the fans. The
yeah.
fans sound like watching Swarm. You watch Swarm on
Mm-mm.
Amazon?
Mm-mm.
Oh, if y'all
I
are
mean,
I'll watch that.
Beyonce fans, if y'all are Beyonce fans, there's this movie, it's a series called
I'm watching it.
Swarm about
Okay.
this woman who was, it's obviously Beyonce, and they did not say Beyonce,
Okay.
but this singer, which is like wildly popular, her group of fans are called the Swarm, and a psycho fan found people online saying negative things about her and literally killed them. One by
No.
one by
Okay.
one by
I'm
one.
gonna watch it. So this is what I think, Joy, and I'm gonna say why people because we're on the same page and I have this in my notes. That I feel like people are bored because they're not allowing certain people to read them anymore. Like even when
Yep,
Karen was about to read Robin and she said blah 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 blah,
yep,
she didn't get so people want to see certain people
yep.
be talked bad to. And
I
when they
call it
don't
the
get it,
reading rainbow.
and when they don't get it, they get
Yep,
very upset. So yeah.
yep,
That's in my
yep.
note. It's
Like,
funny that we have the same thought. Okay.
yeah. And it was just like a perfect example, if you are doubting it, is when Candace walked away. She was so mad, and in her confessional said, any chance Giselle gets to inflict pain, she does. And I'm thinking, she do know this a fake title, right? There is no pain here. Even in real time, Karen laughed. And on Watch What's Happening Live last night, she laughed. It's
Yeah.
not real. There is no Grande Dame of Potomac. Wait
It's
a minute.
something Giselle made up to
It's
as a dig,
literally.
actually.
Wait
It
a
was
minute.
as a dig,
Joy,
really.
you
Wait a
know,
minute. Let me finish. Wait a minute. Let me finish this part. And this is like the kicker. If y'all really know, remember, Giselle only named Karen the Grande Dame of Potomac to tick off Sharice
Yes.
because she was refusing to speak to her. And Karen took that title in spite of and to almost laugh at Sharice because Sharice was acting like she was Queen Bee. Are y'all? I mean, like it was the whole idea of it was shady. The thing is, Karen just made a persona out of it.
And she made money off of it. And what's
So
so
I
She made
think
crazy?
that
money off of it.
And
I
I
think
feel, and
what
I'm gonna say this too: if somebody would have done that to the other girls, they would
Yeah.
have loved it. They would have
Yes.
loved it. That's why it's so.
Yes.
I don't get it.
I
Okay.
think what Candace may have been alluding to, and what is absolutely true, is that Giselle does take moments to throw some shade in there and hope that everybody accepts it. And one great example of that is, yeah, we all know the award in Real Joy, and you can't possibly think people really think it's real, because that would
Yeah,
just be
act
calling
like
them all crazy. But another example of when Giselle did something very similar is when she took the T-shirt and put the tax thing on and walked away so that Karen can see it. And she was hoping very much that Karen would laugh and that would lighten the mood. Do you remember that? But it didn't,
I
because it
do.
hurt Karen. So I think that's kind of what Candace means, is that Giselle is one that will take a certain situation, no matter, in an effort to maybe piss somebody off. I don't think that's what she was doing this time. Because I don't, but I do understand what Candace meant by that, because
So every time we
because
talk
Giselle.
about
Well, you have to
Giselle's,
let me finish.
okay, go ahead.
Because Giselle has done it before. And like I said, I don't think that's what she was doing today, but I definitely, because I remember the history, she does take situations and make them a little shady and hope that people's laugh. If it doesn't land, then there would be a different issue, I guess.
So I have a question. So is Candace not inflicting pain, or wasn't inflicting pain, when she was going around social media saying Robin should be fired? When she said
Mm-hmm.
that Robin, even her confessionals calling Robin a dry ass. When they went to the hotel saying, "Oh, Robin got us this hotel. I wonder if Juan, since he paying for other
Yep.
people getting hotels, if
Yeah.
he helped to pay for us to be here." That to
Yep.
me is inflicting pain more than crowning a fake, using a
Okay.
dollar store crown
That's
and
I
a $2
agree.
stash to give a
Yeah,
fake title
I
to them.
agree.
I mean, it just
or
is.
I
talking
agree.
about Giselle's neck or her
Well,
legs or her
But
ankles
Candace talks about
I,
or
that
I
all
her
agree
the time.
with all
children
that.
or
I agree.
all of that was much more personal. To me, this is fun shade. I
Right.
could even
Fun
see why
shade to you is not fun shade to everybody else.
a fake title has to be fun shade. I
Oh
mean,
God.
it can't be anything else.
Everything can be so serious. And that's why I said
Yes,
people
like
are taking the stuff that the other girls, like Beverly Hills, this would have been a kiki haha moment. Like, people would have really liked it. I don't know. I don't know. Or even if Nene would have done it to somebody, people would have been like, "Oh my gosh, she's so iconic." But it's just when certain people do stuff,
yep.
it's magnified bigger than when
Yeah,
others.
it's
And I'm gonna tell you another
insane.
example of this. It's when Giselle said that Chris was overweight. All she said
Mhm.
was he was like, she didn't say he was a fat lard. She didn't say he'd been eating a whole bunch of cookies. She just said he's been overweight. Mia talked about Eddie's profession. She
Yep.
said that he cannot be a billable lawyer because he is never at work. That to me is worse than saying somebody is overworked. You're
That's what
talking
I
about
was
this man's
saying. Like,
profession. You know, when you walk through the door and your grandmama see you, she be like, "Baby, you done gained a little weight." That I mean, come on. So I don't know. Anyway.
I think people are, in my opinion, some of the fans are so used to toxicity when fun shade lands, like taking away Karen's fake made up crown really doesn't hurt anybody. Like for real. Like for real, for real. You might not like it. You might think she corny or goofy. All of those things are valid opinions,
So
but
that
it's not
so that
real.
T-shirt, what Joy? I like how you're sticking to the
We
one
ain't
thing.
talking
We're
about
not talking about the that
what
t-shirt was bad.
7 seasons ago. We
And
on
that's
season
another
8,
thing.
episode 13.
And this is another thing with fans.
You
They be
about
like,
to
"Why
give
can't
yourself a
no?
stroke
Listen,
raising
why
your
can't
voice.
Giselle and Robin get over this? Why can't get over that? Y'all fans ain't got over Portia. I mean, Kim Fields and Kenya, or Apollo throwing her in the pool. I mean, that was like seasons ago. But you can't get over that. But you want them to get
Who?
over
Who?
something
Who
in
are
a
you
day.
talking
Just
about when you
fans.
say that?
Just fans in general. They be like, they need to move on. They need to talk. They need to get this.
I
They need
agree
to
they
get.
should talk.
They
It
should,
is
but these
meant to be
fans
up
can't
the
get over
show.
nothing. They still going
Yeah,
back
I
to
agree.
season one
Yeah.
of every Real Housewives and mad.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting here like, y'all,
The
listen. Okay,
Karen,
but
the
let's move on.
Karen the
Go ahead.
Karen stuff either happened in season 3 or season 2 with Ray. To be honest, I do know that I'm not, I'm not blind. Giselle may have pinched
We ain't got no problem.
Karen quite a bit, but she also helped Karen quite a bit, in my opinion, because nobody talked about, when people talk about raised tax issues, only thing people talk about is some stupid t-shirts. Nobody talks about no details, the fact that they had to sell their house, the fact nobody goes back to that. They
What's your
only go
point
back to
right
the
now?
t-shirt. Okay, I need to, as the
Let's just
words
move
of
on.
Denzel Washington, I'll talk to you like you too.
Okay.
Like, my point is,
Don't get cute now.
I'm just telling you, in the words of Denzel Washington, I'll talk to you like I'm too. Um, uh, my point is, I think it's
Jordan,
pretty
come get your
clear.
Auntie
I
Joy.
don't even know. I can't even
You lost
remember
your
right
point.
now.
She lost
My
it now.
memory is short because
Okay,
you
let's move on.
disturbed
Let's go
me.
through the show real quick so we won't be in here all day because we done did 24 minutes of enough fodder. Okay. I will say that
All
when they
right.
did the flashback and they show everybody's joints, everybody's joint look real good. I don't know how to roll a joint, but go back and watch. Like at the beginning, they did
Oh,
like
I
in
did.
the last season episode of What You. They did a good job. They smoked some weed. Okay, anyway. So it starts off with Mia and Gordon talking. And Ashley comes in and Mia talks about Gordon, the situation where he said they not gonna end each other's relationship. They gonna always be together, right? And Ashley is kind of doing the same thing. So did you kind of feel sorry for Ashley when she was talking about I don't want to get a divorce because I don't want to be homeless? I've been homeless before. Or what do y'all think about that?
I thought it's not just sad, it's diabolical in a way when your husband is so much older than you. Because essentially you saying, I'm just waiting on this so and so to grow
Right. Just gonna
so I
die.
can keep my stuff. But she better get it out of this LLC because she might be forced to sell it if he croaked. I was thinking about that
Oh.
because when you die, when you die, if your things aren't, if your will isn't very clear, you all your stuff could go in escrow. And
Oh Lord. Get
Ashley would either have to qualify for the house herself.
Hmm.
She should have gotten something that she could have afforded, even if he paying the rent on it now. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
would have did. When I bought my house, my husband and I both had secure jobs, but I wanted a house note.
Mm-hmm.
We probably qualified for at least $125,000 more of a house than what
Yes.
we actually got because I wanted, if one of us was laid off, that we'll be able to pay that house note because
Mm-hmm.
we bought a house in 2006 and 2008, and that was when the market had just fell. And I didn't want to be in that position that we lose our house. So she could have qualified for a really nice house, but she should have thought a little bit about that.
Yeah. But I
But
don't think
I'm
Michael
a hope.
would put his kids on the street. You know what I mean? Like her situation
I do not believe
is
he
totally
would.
different because
Yeah,
her mama messed with people who had her mama under a bridge, as Candace said, but living under a
correct.
bridge. But and Michael's not that dude. But I do understand her kind of fear of.
Now, do you not hear that? You living under a bridge, that ain't mean, but taking a
That
fake
ain't
crown
accepting
is
pain,
mean.
but you know.
Yeah, taking away a fake crown that don't exist is not.
I'm just telling you.
That's crazy. I feel
Yeah,
like I be having alternative. Like, y'all hate that girl that much?
they do. And that's why Bravo's gonna keep her though, because she can do the bare minimum. And it will
Yep.
create chaos and confusion. It'll be all over the blogs. And these other people do way worse stuff and nothing gets said.
Yep.
It just trips me out.
Oh, let's talk about the first scene because we talk about Ashley and Mia. I
Yes.
don't know about y'all, but all I kept thinking was, like, for real, Mia is laying out her entire exit plan in
Oh yeah.
front of us.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that as soon as this ended, that they ended filming, she came out, she had sent out this cryptic
Sit back.
Twitter post. And it was her, she was sitting down. I remember her long legs because I remember her feet. And she was like, only because you're watching, only
Mm-hmm.
because you're here. And people was like, girl, Mia got a new boo. It's like, no, she didn't. And then a couple of weeks later, he came out. I'm like, they found out who he was. is
Yeah.
what happened. And Mia's like, girl, ain't nobody trying to hide this. It's just like when Karen said, I heard you've been running around with a rapper. She was like, first of all, he's not a rapper.
Yes.
Mia don't care. Mia
don't.
is my shero in a sense, because I wish I had just a little bit of her, just a tiny bit of her gold digging skills.
I was gonna say wholeness. Because I would tell her she a hoe and she is proud. And I like it. I was telling Callie because we was talking about it. I said, for some reason, I like this. I don't know why.
I love her.
I told y'all why I should not like this, but I do. We don't have any comments. People are trying. I don't know what's going on today. But anyway.
I told y'all she's the reason why she reminds me of like a Tony Childs. I mentioned it last week. Tony Childs, Regine Hunter, and Whitley Gilbert. She's just like unapologetically a gold digger. Hey, and Angela, I like that.
They working now. Our comments weren't working earlier. Okay.
I like that.
Okay, so
she's a joy to watch. Like I hate to say it, like I'm almost inspired by her. Like we watching a real life gold digger.
I told you Katie Ross, is that her name? Katie? On one of her posts, Katie told Mia that she was an inspiration.
I'm telling you, I don't know. Maybe this is a toxic trait of mine, but I'm like, I enjoy watching Mia. Like right now, she's my number one because I ain't never met nobody this bold about it. She ain't hiding. She don't care. What's your point?
In the Valentine's Day, did you see the video?
Yes.
Girl.
Yes.
Girl.
Her side dude did an interview with Carlos King.
Girl.
I was like, if your side dude don't talk about you the way hers do, y'all need to let him go. Like when somebody said that she was a gold digger, he said, no, she's a gold digger.
Okay, honey, and we're going to put that on the t-shirt and with Callie, because we said that's us right now. I like Mia, but how's Potomac dimmer her light? Explain that to me. Okay, so let's get on with this. So I guess
I agree with that.
At Nneka's event, Robin must have announced that she was hosting a trip to the Dominican Republic, and she invited everyone. What do y'all think about the sleeping arrangements? Oh, I want to talk to people about this.
Oh, we got to get to Nneka and Wendy first.
Oh, is that first?
Yes, I'm watching the show. It was
No, I skipped. I'm sorry. I was going to say, oh, Lord. So this is what I'm going to say. The arrangement that people are saying that Potomac never go on good trips. And it's not true. So what happens is the first trip is always in the States. The second trip is not. They have been to, let's see, Mexico, the Cayman Islands, Bermuda. Is it Cairns or Cairns? How you say that? And Portugal. So they do go to different places. Okay. That's all I want to say.
They haven't been on... they went to France too.
Yeah, they went to France. There was just a few of them that I named. Yeah,
that probably was I don't know how much any of this stuff costs. So I want to say that was the year that Atlanta went to South Africa. I guess that was more of a grand trip in my head, but I think Paris was probably their biggest trip. Or is it just maybe the most known place outside? Everybody go to Mexico.
Okay, so we're going to talk about Nneka and Wendy. They meet up. In the confessionals, Wendy says that Nneka attacked her mom. But I don't think Nneka could have attacked her mom if her mom would not have got involved. So what do y'all think about this whole situation? Go ahead.
I think that Nneka should have went straight to Wendy when that came up without trying to call her out in front of a crowd, pull people at the pickle place. And I do think that when they sat down for that apology, she should have just outright apologized so that they can move on. She should have never went to her mother or called her mother a witch or anything. And then when she said, Nneka said, well, that was after the phone call. Well, if there was something that happened after the phone call, it should have been maybe a private conversation with you and Wendy in the camera, not trying to shade her in front of a bunch of other people. I think it's time for Nneka to go.
I like Nneka, but go ahead, Joy. What do you think?
Okay, so mine's is kind of twofold. I actually agree A little with Callie. I do believe when that Nneka should have took something to Wendy. I also think
Right.
she should have possibly taken her off camera, not necessarily on, because there's so
Right.
many nuances in this cultural thing that we as Americans, half us grown up Christian, Muslim, we don't get.
Right.
Okay.
I don't understand.
It
I don't.
sounds hocus pocus to us, okay? And I'm not saying it in a disrespectful
He
way,
says
but
it sounds hocus pocus to
I
us for
said it
people who wasn't
sounds
listening.
hocus
Go ahead, Joy.
pocus.
I know. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Okay. With that being said, I also agree with the same sentiment Wendy told her that we have to not skip steps. And not skipping a step is also acknowledging that your mother tried to intimidate
That's
me.
what I'm saying.
Let's start there. Now, I don't
But
know. Wait a minute. I didn't say nothing when
you
talk.
did say something, but okay.
I did not. I purposely didn't. I was actually watching. But I also see, you messed me up. Y'all know my memory ain't. I'm Dory.
Okay. Well,
Dory. Wait
I,
a minute. Let me
ahead.
finish.
Go ahead.
Not skipping steps. That happened first. We have to start from what's first.
Start
And I
from the
thought it was
beginning.
unfair. Huh?
That's in my
What you
notes.
say?
But go ahead, Joy. I cannot believe
Yeah, I
you're on
think
the
you
same
have to
damn
start from
page.
the beginning, and you at
Yeah.
least have to acknowledge. She ain't got to acknowledge what her mother said, whether or not the witchcraft and all of that. I don't even think that was necessary. But had Wendy said, I did not encourage my mother to do it. Yes, I told her about it. I can't control my mother. I hate that she made that phone call. That wasn't necessarily my sentiment, regardless if it was true or not. Then Nneka would have been open. The soft landing would have been there for her to really apologize for calling her mother a witch. Because regardless if this is about their culture or not, nobody wants to have to defend their mother on national TV. Mm-hmm. So I get what they're talking about, but Wendy's whole thing, when she apologized and Wendy's comeback is like, I want you to retract that. Girl, please, you ain't even acknowledged what you and your family did to me.
But what
that's what Nneka said. She said, I'm apologizing to you for calling you a witch. She said, I'm apologizing to you for calling you the B word, but she's not going to apologize for anything else because that did happen. So I don't know. But go ahead, Callie.
And then Wendy wanted her to retract it. Like, apology wasn't even enough.
Well, yeah, that's true. But go ahead, Callie. What you got to say?
Wendy, whether right or wrong, I think we all know that her mama did say it. But if you listen to what Wendy said and stop acting like we're not hearing her lies, then if we follow her lies, then we understand why she got up and walked away. She is saying that her sister and her mama continue to deny that phone call ever happened. Now, we know they lying. We know they lying.
The camera showed it. When she said that, the shady producers went back and showed where she said, well, I did call Lebe and I told her that it's easier to be a friend or something, and something about being an enemy. So she admitted. So Wendy is sitting here tonight. She said, my sister and my mother have overly said that they have not stated it. Wendy know they called.
Well, that's what
we need to let Callie finish. Let Callie finish.
I know that we all know that her mama did say that. But when she was sitting there talking to Nneka, the entire conversation was, they tell me that is a lie. It didn't happen. So if she really wants us to believe that lie, she wants Nneka to believe that lie, then Nneka should have just been like, okay, well, I'm sorry that they're telling you it's a lie. Let's just drop it. I apologize. I'll apologize to your mama or whatever. We know the girl lying, but Wendy is sticking to her little story. Right or wrong?
Right.
But if Nneka really wanted to move on, then, okay, I know you lying, but peace sign up. Let's just move on. Because I'm trying to keep my job. And then for her to start crying after Wendy walks away, I was like, cry me a river. I'm sorry. You started
I feel
this.
like I can understand why she started crying, because she said, I'm coming here. Go ahead, Joy.
She was frustrated.
Huh? Yeah, she was frustrated. That's what I was going to say. Me and Joy.
She said that she's trying to apologize. She don't want that kind of apology. Yeah, she
wants
said
the apology
she doesn't.
She wants
you have to apologize to Wendy
based on what
her
she
term.
believes that. Well, because Wendy is sticking with her lies.
Right.
So if Nneka, if it's and for me, if this
Okay,
is
well,
such a
we
serious
know
thing
it's a
in
lie.
their culture,
And wait a minute, who really know it's a lie? We think it's a lie. We believe it's a lie. Nneka know it is.
And I think so May said Nneka came in wrong. Wendy's not responsible for her mother and her sister.
Say
Now
it
I'm gonna say
again.
this: you're not
thank
responsible for
you.
your mother.
What you say, Callie?
Oh, I
That
was
wasn't
reading
me.
the
She was
comment.
reading a comment.
Callie, were you talking? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Go ahead.
No, I was responding to Joy that no, it wasn't me. You were reading a comment.
Oh, okay. So
Oh,
May said Nneka came in all wrong. Wendy's not responsible for what her mother and sister says. Okay, this is where I think that she's not responsible, but she's a part of it, allegedly, in my opinion. Go ahead, Joy. Joy, want to say something? Go, Joy.
right.
Oh, she's just
I
saying
was gonna
correct.
say no.
Okay.
I can't look. Let me tell you something. My mama, y'all think I have an opinion. My mother is me tenfold, and she cursed like a sailor.
What are you
Okay.
doing?
With that being said, I know I can't control my mother. I would be terrified if my mother was on Twitter and had to defend me. Okay. But I also know that the only way Wendy's mother knew about it, all of the fire that her mother had, Wendy fed to her.
Yes, she
That's
said.
her part. Wendy doesn't have to apologize even for what her mother said. Her mother's her mother. But you have to also acknowledge your part. Her part is she fed them that information. She put that battery in her mama's back. And if you believe Nneka, and right now Nneka's, I believe, she said that one of those calls Wendy was on. Because when they were in Texas, she said she called her on a three-way. Okay, Wendy was on that fall. Wendy was very much so aware of this. This wasn't a situation where Wendy told her mama something and her mama went rogue. This is something that Wendy was aware of. And I believe Nneka, because Wendy hasn't been telling the truth at all.
I think she
Wendy,
knows
and
she got caught. And because I feel like Wendy did put this in her parents' back. Nneka did clout chase. I will say she did.
But has Nneka admitted that? Has she admitted that she clout chased?
I don't know. Has anybody asked her that yet?
She hasn't. Nobody's ever asked her.
So I think that's
nobody's asked her.
And that's what Wendy could have done. And when they met up, she could have said, "Well, you were going around using my name to get on this show." And Nneka, because she even said, I felt like when I first got on that she would be welcoming of me because of who I am, but they didn't want me on here. She only wanted her, one Nigerian person who has some type of prestige or accomplishments, like Wendy wants to be the only one. But you can't be, because you with a whole bunch. That's like Giselle them saying want to be only black girls. Like, no, you can't. So I think they both handled it wrong. Let's just say this. They both did. I felt like they could have came out of this in a different way.
This is Wendy's show. Nneka needs to apologize.
It is not Wendy's show. Don't let her think that.
Let me say this.
It is too.
I don't know if y'all watched What's Happening Live last night, but there was some African football player. He is Americanized. He may have even been born here. I don't know. But his mother was Nigerian and from the same tribe. It's the lady who has twin boys that's in the NFL. They played last year, whoever in the Super Bowl, or was it just this past year? Whoever lost this year.
Go ahead, though.
Yeah, anywhere it go. I can't remember his name, but he and his mother were on Watch What's Happening Live. They were like the bartender. Okay. Anyway, he asked her before the show, and I'm saying Andy asked the mother, what did she think about the situation once she told him she was a Nigerian? And she said she did not think this type of conversation should be on the show. And all I kept saying is, I absolutely believe her, because it's just things we don't understand. But I also think things like colorism shouldn't be on this platform either. When we don't have control over the editing of a situation, and I'm saying we, as flat out said, Black people, and you're talking about an interracial racism within our own community, it shouldn't be talked about on television. So I agree with her mother. Agree with that guy's mother, who's also Nigerian. And if y'all are in these groups, pay attention to some of these names. These Africans are pissed.
I bet they are pissed.
Because, anywhere it go, I don't like Wendy, but Nneka did bring this dialogue to the show. And maybe this would have been better served as a off-camera conversation if Wendy would
Well,
have allowed it to happen.
I don't think that it was, I think it was Ashley, because Ashley said, if you look back at the thing, that his family really didn't
Oh, that's
talk
right.
to Wendy's family because of a cultural thing and something about Osu. The producers brought this on because of that article.
You're correct. You're
Yes,
actually
it was my
correct.
nephew. It
Let
was
me
my
also say this. Wendy interviewed Eddie this week on her YouTube channel.
Okay.
And Eddie is in communication with his family now. They're slowly talking. But one of the things that Wendy had the courage to ask, and I was actually shocked, asked Eddie was whether or not why didn't his family, why is he not speaking to his family? And Eddie was very honest. They did not like Wendy's mother.
Oh, that makes sense.
And it was something, and he said the two mothers just clashed. Wendy and her mom are two strong women. That it was an issue with her mom. So I'm just like, her mother is problematic.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, say whatever you want. Like, real talk. I got a problematic mama. Mm-hmm. I love her to death, but I'm constantly saying, Mama, stop. Like, constantly. I can't control her though, but my mother can be very problematic. I love her to death.
So did we get anything accomplished from this conversation?
No.
It's worse.
Why did Wendy get up and walk away? What was said that made her just stop? Do we know?
She refused to apologize for the mother portion of the whole fiasco.
But she did. She said, for her mother's. So she apologized for calling her mother a witch. I thought that's what it was. No?
No. She apologized for the witch and the bitch. The reason Wendy left is because she wouldn't totally retract it. I'm going to read to you her exact words. Okay. I'm going to read to you her exact words because they're about to come up. Okay. You called Lebby and she said something along a shrine. And this is Lebby's mother. This is her mother said, I called Lebby because I wanted to make sure that she realizes it's very hard to find a friend.
And very easy to make an enemy.
Very easy to make an enemy.
I got it, girl.
You said you keep levying, this is Wendy, these false claims. And she says, what did I do to you? Okay, that's not the part I wanted to read.
Yeah,
I wanted to read,
so let me ask you,
she did apologize for
because it's coming up in a minute. But do you think that they were equally matched in their going back and forth? Like, because I think Wendy's used to trying to control a conversation, and with Nneka she can't. I feel like she cannot, and that's another reason why she walked away. That's just my thing. She can't manipulate.
She couldn't manipulate her.
Yes,
she couldn't manipulate her. Like, because it was crazy because Nneka had already said, "I'm sorry." Like Nneka's on record saying sorry.
So could an apology not be good enough?
No.
It wasn't.
Not as serious as they make this Osu stuff sound. We're going to need to do a little bit better.
Well, she said that the Osu was the witch part.
Retract it. Well, retract it. I'm with Wendy.
Retract the what? The witch part? What are we retracting?
Every ounce of it. Put something in writing to the world. My bad.
Oh, Lord, shut up, girl.
We need a public announcement.
Here it is, y'all.
Oh,
I was trying to get it. Nneka saying, this is a Nneka. I apologize for calling your mom a witch. And then Wendy said, because those allegations are not true. She says, I will apologize for calling your mom a witch. And I apologize for calling you a bee as well. She said, okay, thank you for your apology. And then she says it's very disturbing. Like this whole encounter and these issues from day one, everything. And then the crackhead, when they were in Texas, she called her, this is all Nneka. Here's the part that I wanted to read. Right. She says, some kind of cut was done. She says, you don't understand how this is impacting me. She mentions her children. We're talking about Wendy. And she said, I never came from your kids. She said, well, you know that when you're Igbo, what that means. And she said, you called her grandmother a witch. And, you know, that carries the grandmother's a witch. It's the whole lineage. It's throughout the whole lineage. And then she says, dang, that's not really what I wanted to read. It would not get to that part.
I know.
Here
I
it
don't
is
think
right
they're
here,
there yet.
though.
So I understand, but so when Wendy says that something affects her children, it's okay. When other people say
Yeah.
things affects their children, it's not okay. We're just gonna say that too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like the
girl,
Nneka
Corey.
said.
It's double standards. It's double standards.
Oh, Lord. I liked it when Nneka said, when I thought I was coming on the show, I thought me and Wendy was going to be listening to Afro beats. I cracked up. I love Afro beats, though. Do y'all like Afro beats?
I do. Okay, but let's go hard while Joy looking for this because we're going to be on all day if we don't. Okay. So is it Candace and Chris next? And when Joy finds it, we'll go to it. Candace and Chris. What time of the day was it? Because Chris, I don't want to agree with Joy with Chris drinking all the time, but allegedly he is drinking all the time. What do y'all think of that conversation with Candace and Chris?
Well, the purse just didn't look like it was worth $2,300.
Yeah, that was one of my questions. Did you even like the purse?
No.
I love purple, and I hated that purse.
Girl, I must have passed somehow. All of it. And I
don't remember her saying retract, but I don't know. Okay, so Candace is starting to drink. Candace said to Chris, you starting drinking already, baby?
And then she said, give me one.
Then she said, give me some of that, okay? Then I said,
this is the first time she has mentioned that it's early and you drink it.
But it was clear it wasn't brown liquor this time. So maybe that helped.
Can I just say this? And this is, I don't know what it is, but I hate him in those white t-shirts.
That's all
it
he
just
wears.
Looks so, I don't like it. It makes him look so
dirty.
Like what Joy says he is. That's what it make him look like.
I just don't like that. I don't like the way
either.
I just can't imagine you all being okay if Chris was a black man and he said, what you do for a living? I'm a YouTuber. Like, I just don't believe.
Well, nowadays, YouTubers make more than a whole lot of corporate executives. So it just depends. It depends on
what type of YouTuber. And but I'm gonna say this: if he had like 2-3 baby mamas and he was a black man and he was unemployed and losing his job all the time and he was trying to become an influencer by cooking nachos, y'all would have a problem.
Okay? A major one.
You would have a major problem. And then people are talking about privilege. That is privilege right there. Tenfold privilege. Tenfold.
Y'all would be calling him a know-nothing Negro, and
but they do call Chris all kind of stuff. Do they not?
I'm the only one. This guy still be calling him a bug. Like, I feel like I'm on an island by myself.
Drug in a lot of places.
I did say this on one of the groups. I had posted something like, "So Chris is an influencer." And we okay with that? I don't want to add race, but a lot of people liked it. But don't know about. I'm on an island by myself. Like, that dude is a bum. He is so beneath her. And he is.
I do think that people are starting to recognize that when he was on that video with the nachos, people kind of on the Instagram was saying he needs to go to work.
At the bottom of his feet, dude.
He's using Candace.
When do y'all think this whole negative connotation about YouTubers will change? Because clearly that's why Carlos King does it. They making money. So depending on who the YouTuber depends on who the YouTuber is, depends on the money that they're making. That does not necessarily make you a bum all the time.
I have a cousin who does a 1-hour show a week and makes $100,000. This is true, real, like for real, for real. I know somebody who makes $100,000 a year, and that's his side job on YouTube.
That's what we're trying to get.
Like for real. And this is like my first cousin, son.
But I
know that you can make money. It just didn't sound good.
Well, I'm gonna say that's why I asked Callie, because I didn't look it up and I should have. But I was trying to figure out how many YouTube he had, like followers. And he could have sponsors. I've never watched his cooking show, so if anybody has, let us know.
How many does he have?
Well, he had 40,000 TikTok. Was that right, Callie?
Chris Fletcher? Yeah.
No, Chris. What?
No,
Chris?
I gave you information on Fletcher.
No,
I got 17,000.
I sure did.
I got 17,000.
Right, we got a lot of followers on there. So that's why I was trying to figure out, is he making money or not on it? I don't know if he is. I don't know. I don't want to talk about the lady husband because people get mad when y'all talk about Chris, and I don't want to be mad about. But so let's talk about this situation with the hormones and Candace. So Candace is saying that she didn't want to do the IVF because of her nodule.
Girl, wait a minute. Can I stop you?
Go ahead, Joy.
He has 4,700 followers.
Oh.
It's 4.73K.
That ain't making a lot. But he's growing. And I think he got all them when people was mad at Giselle. So thank you, Giselle. Oh, that was shady.
I actually watched him a couple of times.
He can cook. Now,
every time. The reason I say he drinks. Wait a minute. The reason that I say he is drunk is because
allegedly
I watched a couple of his stuff. Every time he's cooking, he was drinking. Allegedly. I got that opinion from TikTok. Literally, strictly from TikTok. He was always drinking.
Well, okay. I just hope. What do you think, Callie? I know you ride for him.
I don't watch him enough to know how often he drinks.
Okay.
I mean, I don't either.
You must.
Being on TikTok ain't indicative to life. I'm being facetious.
Yeah, we're being funny.
Yeah, I'm being funny. I don't know if he's. I mean, but it does kind of appear that way. Only because this is the second time on camera Candace has mentioned it. And because Candace has mentioned it, I noticed it. That's all.
And I think her mom did a couple of times.
Yeah, so I don't, if they're pointing out something, it's something that I noticed. I don't typically drink. When I say typically, I don't drink. I taste other people's stuff every once in a while. I ain't buying no liquor. That don't even make no sense to me.
So do y'all think Candace really wants to get pregnant?
You faded out. Did you say, does she really want to get pregnant?
Yeah.
Yes, I believe she does.
Okay.
She looks so much older with makeup on. She looks so old in this picture for some reason.
Because I feel like she was saying, am I still breaking up?
No.
Is I'm ringing? Okay, I feel like she was saying that she didn't want to do the IVF on the hormones because of the nodule. But I feel like if you really wanted to follow through with this, you would go to your doctor, talk to your doctor about the impact that it could have and what do I need to do to make sure it doesn't have it. And because I have a nodule, you know what I mean?
What's that?
So she has a lymph node nodule on her. I have a cyst. Mine is a cyst. I don't know, but she said hers was a lymphatic nodule. It's like a lymph node, just a swollen lymph node on your boob. Remember, she was nervous about breast cancer. And she got the letter saying it wasn't breast cancer, that it was fine. Like her and Chris are going to talk about it. I don't think she wants a baby right now. Are you on that part yet, Joy?
Yeah, no, I'm on a commercial. It's because she wants to be a pop star. All I keep thinking is when on Housewives of Atlanta, when Phaedra's saying, you want to be a pop star? Candy,
that was
why
wrong.
don't you go somewhere so we can get some beats, so we can hear some beats? Like,
mean to her.
They were mean, but all I'm thinking is, like, girl, no disrespect. I ain't saying you too old and you couldn't have a baby even 10 years from now. We know this possible. Kenya did, but we know all three of us are mothers here, and we all know that the younger you are, the easier it is to be able to hang. And she's already at what they consider a geriatric pregnancy, unfortunately. So you might as well, if this is something that you really want, I would take a second and go for it, because while you may have the you just, life just is a funny thing.
What's her name? Haley and Chloe. She just had a baby. Yeah. She's singing and she's doing movies. So you can still
Yeah,
do it because they got those type of bodies that they lose weight right away. And Candace got that too.
right.
And the reason I mentioned her is because she
Yeah,
got that
she's
little bitty
fine.
body too. So it's not like you're
Mm,
not gonna have a snap back immediately. You know what I mean? Because Candace
right.
has that type of body. So I would say go ahead if you. I don't think she wants to though. I think she wants. She may be scared her baby gonna come out looking like Giselle, and she don't like that. So,
I mean, that's exactly what she gonna look like. I would crack up if that baby was born with green eyes, because it's mixed, so it's gonna be
yeah.
lighter. Like all the things that she claims she hates. Her baby is it. That's why I keep asking is she with a white guy on purpose? Was this to her for her to like? She sounds so color struck to me.
Oh,
I know y'all don't like that. They don't like that. That is not those two do not like this kind of talk. Candace talks color struck to me. That's really my issue with her. Yeah, my grandmother used to call a color struck was my grandmother was very, very light skinned. She was born with blonde hair. She definitely passed for white. But there are problems on both end of that spectrum. And I think that's why I kind of take it so personally, because
yeah.
I was definitely color struck when I was little, and my grandma called me out on it.
Oh,
Like
really?
I thought pretty hair was fine hair. Like, and she used to
Oh,
correct me and stuff. Yeah, it comes from a very personal place. That's why I'm so irritated by her. I thought that the only way I could have a pretty baby is if I dated somebody outside my race. I actually said
oh no.
something like her to her, and she was furious with me. And she said, "You sound color struck." And I said, and she just started having conversations. And one of those were, you know, just like dark skinned people are ostracized because they're dark and a lot of opportunities aren't given. Well, a lot of light skinned people are given those opportunities. I'm not arguing with you. I know that there is a privilege, but those light skinned people also deal with hell. My grandma had been told her whole she wasn't black enough. She definitely ain't white enough. So she had issues her whole life. Her goal for a husband was to darken her skin,
Right. Her
her
lineage.
line. She
Hmm.
actually said that to me.
I
She
mean, there's
literally
people
said those
in
words to me.
it's a Bravo. So Bravo did it's on Instagram, it's a post, and it's a reasonably shady, and they were talking about the rooms, and it's some people who are lighter skinned talking about the troubles that they went through and how some of the things that Candace has said has really hurt them because they get picked on too. One girl got beat up because
Yes.
she was light. Another lady said that some of her family members didn't like her. So they go, and I feel like that's why people are pro Wendy sometimes. It's because they feel like Wendy is this dark-skinned black woman who is got a PhD and act like she's a unicorn. Like there's not other women like her out there, so they have to be in awe of her, and everything she says is okay. Nothing she does is wrong because of that. And I think both sides have problems. The lighter side, we the middle. All of us are in the middle. We middle brown, whatever.
The only
So
I always used to say, or my grandmother, but she didn't actually say this. This is kind of my train of thought. The only garnered the favor that you see light skinned women getting is in unfortunate colorist black men that tend to
true.
go toward them. But even then, we all know that it all ends the same.
Yeah.
Because they get cheated on, disrespected, dog.
Mhm.
It's
They don't treat
no
them no better.
different.
Yeah, it's no
You
better.
don't treat them no better.
They don't,
Like,
and I
and
don't even
so
see it
you
in the jobs. Like I see women of all shades. Well, everywhere I work, I've been the only black person most of the time. But I think even in other jobs, that's not like what I'm in. I think there's women of all shades, right? If you work at a
yeah.
different place, it's not like. So I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna get off that. But I do see what you're saying, Joy. So now we're going to Giselle and her daughter and Grace. Did y'all about cry?
I cried a little bit when her
Like this
father
much?
popped up, because one, we know
I
that he
know.
died shortly after this. But I remember my daughter graduating, like every event, like her going off to college and us
Mm-hmm.
driving home. That was the quietest ride from
Mm.
Huntsville to St. Louis. We just couldn't talk. We were immobile.
It
Like
just,
my
I
baby
loved
was
it
gone.
to see them when they were little. I
It's
didn't realize how much how it's just they were tiny.
grown.
They have grown up so much, and it just
Yeah.
shocked me. And I didn't know they were that close. Like they're only She had 3 kids under.
She
That's
was
a
only
lot.
Grace was
That's a
only
lot.
1 when she got pregnant.
That is
So
a
she
lot.
had 3 under 3.
But I think that during this filming time, Giselle's daddy was sick. And that could be why she kind of disconnected from some things too. But she was just kind of.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even think about
Yeah,
that.
I think her daddy was.
Yeah, he possibly could have been. Yeah.
But honey, that was the
Yeah.
cutest thing. And then Jamal finally came, as Karen says, because he don't ever come, even though
He
they have
always comes to
they
hit
have a
stuff
great
with the kids.
relationship. They do,
They
but
do.
people want to say they don't.
Yeah,
But I did. I almost teared up.
I
So let's
did.
do it.
I still think
So let's
about
go to the room situation because we already at an hour. Do you think that Robin divvied the rooms up fair? So what she did, for those who didn't want to know, just since Giselle and her always have to share a room, which they do, and the producers did flashbacks. The producers are very good this year.
all
Sharing a
4
room.
times.
Yeah, they had to share a room. And not good situations. Like you can have the toilet flush. So she was gonna give Giselle her own room. Nneka was new, she got her own room. And then Ashley wasn't gonna get her own room, but since it was her birthday, she talked Robin into giving it to her. And then the rest of the people had to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? And then Karen was not happy. What do y'all think about this?
I will say this: Giselle and Robin haven't always handled their room situations the best either.
Right.
Like a couple of 3 of those times, they did take it on the sleeve. Even they slept in twin beds before. They done slept underneath the toilet before. They've taken a couple of things in stride. What they had, but the time that Wendy had them up in that I don't know what, that nook, I could kind of understand, if they wanted to give pushbacks, they did. But I will give Candace and Wendy credit. They took it like a champ. They did not complain. They was like, cool, got it. What room? So that was
when the camera wasn't, when Wendy didn't know the camera was on, she said, I'm not sharing no room with Kehlani. Did you not hear that?
I noticed that. I heard that. Yeah.
She said I'm clean and I don't care about sharing a room. And then when she got off camera, she said, I'm not sharing no room with Kehlani. I don't think they shared a room. Did Wendy and Candace have their own room?
She was by herself.
Yeah.
No, Candace and Wendy are in the same room.
Okay. So why she
Karen could have had a room by herself though. Like for real, would have had double beds, but Karen should have got that room. Wait a minute. I don't know if y'all noticed this, but Kehlani or whatever her name is ain't been on camera but once. They done knocked her out of everything. Yes. They got her all dialed up and dressed up for a confessional to tell us that she had the shits.
The bubble gut, honey.
The bubble gut.
But if you notice, she is introduced as Wendy's friend, but who went to check on her?
Giselle.
That's why Giselle and Karen are the anchors, because
they are.
Y'all gotta quit calling Giselle and Anchor.
Giselle and Karen are the anchors. They're the anchors.
They're co-anchors.
And I think Portia and Kenya are going to be of Atlanta. Just wait till it happens.
Wait a minute. Actually, they don't. Like Giselle's normally the person that's out front. Somebody has to throw it, and somebody has to catch it. Karen is the catcher. Yeah. Giselle was the thrower. Giselle used to start all that stuff, and Karen would humanize it and try to find a medium. That's literally what she's been doing. She's had her shade and, issues amongst other people, but that has been the thing. The Karen, that's a role that they've played. Mm-hmm. That's why it's so frustrating watching this situation, because if y'all want to really, really think about it, this season is bad because Giselle decided, for whatever her reasons, to not play so-called EP. We know she's not really the EP, but she's not the one that's out front, because if she was, she would have tried to find some kind of medium between all of them.
I think it's her dad. I really think it's because her dad was sick. I think she kind of stepped back because of that. She just didn't want to, she just was trying to figure him out and what was going on. And she's real private, so she didn't talk about it, which I don't know if I could have talked about that either.
You kind of know. Kind of know. Like it's that one day you can see your daddy every day, and then that one day you look at him and you like, this one.
I think that happened with Karen too. Like she knew it was coming. with her
Yeah,
mention too.
you get a sinking feeling, and there's nothing you could do but try to make them comfortable.
Now, we'll say Giselle was very shady when she said, Karen, why you don't want to be in why you don't want to be in a room with somebody? It's because they gonna know what you look like with your wig off. I know
That
what
was
you look like with your wig off. So yeah, Karen, you need your own room. But hilarious. I know that was me.
That's the kind of stuff that reminded me of old
Yeah.
old Potomac. You know, they shade each other and it's funny on both ends. It's a wash. You know what I mean? Because Karen has shaded the mess out of Giselle.
Oh,
Giselle
yeah.
don't. Now I noticed that Giselle don't ever mention that stuff. Even at the end of the season, she takes it on her sleeve. Like none of that stuff. The more serious things she'll bring up as a grievance, like you said this about my child, so and so. I mean, Karen did a whole season of saying Giselle should apologize for Ray allegedly making a comment about Ray being
close to death,
dead or something. When Ray actually told Giselle to her face that she needed to hook a man right now. While she still had her looks. Like, I was like, that's absurd. Like, anything she said after that should have been a wash.
Honey.
What man tells a woman that?
Right. So when she did this, I thought it was funny. She said, Casa Linda. Who's Linda? And you know, in Spanish, Linda is beautiful. Lindo and Lindo means beautiful. Beautiful house. But I see that kind of stuff trips me out. But anyway,
that's funny.
Anything else? Because we all already talked about the sash of it all, and people, I don't know what y'all think about the sash. I don't know if people on here. What do y'all think about the renaming of the Grande Dame? Was anybody mad at that that's watching? We've already talked about it a little bit.
First of all, who cares? First of all, I'm surprised the Nneka wanna be. You know that it's goofy. Yeah. Neither one of them want to be known as old ladies.
Not
the very definition of the Grande Dame is an old lady that's respected, like in her community or whatever. So I'm like, Karen wanting to be the Grande Dame and saying she's an old lady. Nneka don't want to be known as that. It's shade. It's funny. This should have been a light week. This should have been a fun week. But people over there acting like this is like the worst thing ever. It's so weird to me.
I don't get it. I don't get it at all. And did we do everything? Because we kind of went back.
Dressed in confessionals. The last one looked like she going to a funeral.
Who?
Robin. She got on all this lace and black. I don't know what it looked like at the bottom.
And for people who don't know, Giselle gave Karen that title. And so I guess she felt like she could take it away.
Yeah. It was a made-up title. But yeah. Oh, Robin and a couple of them had fans. It must have been hot as heck.
It had to be
the whole time they was outside. Giselle had their fans. But when I'm looking at it now, a whole bunch of them had fans.
What y'all think about Robin just blah, 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 blah? Was that too much?
No, I like her. I thought it was cute.
I thought it was great.
I thought it was fun mixed with fun. Karen was saying all kinds of stuff. She was trying to drown her out. I thought it was funny. I wish this show would get back to that.
But I think the fans are going to find something wrong. And I'm giving y'all the definition of a Grande Dame from Webster. It is a French term for a usually elderly woman of great prestige or ability.
Right.
So Karen shouldn't.
It's always the old lady.
Like, right. So Karen should not.
Lady.
So
it's cute.
Why are people mad?
And
people just watch the show to find madness, like things to be mad about.
Yeah, they want to see, for whatever their reason, these people out here want to see these 3-4 light-skinned women. Karen is the only exemption. They want to see them torched every week. If they're being torched every week, that's good TV to them. Why? If Candace had cussed Giselle out, the whole conversation would have been different. Like that's what they want to see.
I feel like if Candace and Robin, when they went to eat, if Robin would have allowed, because Robin moved that conversation great. She didn't allow any shade or anything. She was like, well, if I'm that kind of friend to you, why are you talking to me? Like, that was a valid question.
That
Like,
was
she
a
let her keep
valid
going.
question. If you
Um,
really believe that,
I think
because she
Candace walked away
doesn't.
from
Because,
that.
wait a minute. That's the thing. Because she doesn't. Candace really does not believe that.
You don't think so?
No, she doesn't. She absolutely knows that Robin has nothing to do with what Giselle did.
I agree with that.
She knows it 100%. She know how messy she is. And what Candace can't say to her is, I don't want to be friends with you or her, and I want you to choose me. That's what Candace really, she doesn't, if Robin and Giselle fell out, Candace would apologize and be cool with Robin as a fan. I'm telling you, it's about Giselle.
And I'm gonna say this: a lot of people are like, when is the fight gonna happen? Like, people,
Exactly.
and that fight's not gonna happen. It was, I mean, they could show, like they did Giselle's footage of the graduation, and like they did Robin's footage when Mia and Wendy got in. So they could show footage from somebody else, but the Bravo cameras were not there, so they do not have the footage.
I doubt seriously that it's up there, because they have exited that girl, Wendy's friend, the girl who got into the fight. They've exited her out of a lot of scenes on purpose. So I'm saying she's not in hardly anything, and I think she's probably been invited to everything.
Yeah, she was at Karen's thing.
Oh, she's even on the strip. Yeah,
and Robin said she invited her on this trip because of Giselle. Because, is it Kale or Kyle? How do you say her?
Yes, Kyle.
Yes,
Kyle.
and Kehlani are hairdressers, and they know each other.
Right.
And so Giselle act like she was her friend too. So I feel like if that girl went over to the Green Eye Bandits, all hell gonna break loose. So please don't go over to them. Please don't.
Yeah. Like, it's like, yeah. Well, I think, yeah. I think she knows her through Kyle. But I didn't get the impression that they were friends, but I got the impression, you know how you have a good Judy and they friend, you get to know, but you ain't necessarily friends. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But I wonder why Wendy appears to be rejecting her. That's kind of weird to me.
I think she was, because if you looked on the plane, I think she was sitting by the other people and not Wendy. And I don't think so. Go back and look when they got on the plane.
I saw her look back, but see, I didn't even know Kehlani initially.
I think Wendy is not liking the fact that Kehlani is talking to everybody.
Really?
That's how I feel. And that's just how
I'm not saying that you're not right. I'm looking at it now and pulling up at the airport.
So I think even when they were at the airport, she was talking to Giselle and Robin. Like, she was not, and Ashley. I don't think she was talking to Wendy. But I'm not sure. But I just want this cast to, I do want them to, they are cordial with each other, but I do feel like if they could just sit down and have the conversation. I think Joyce talked about this too, like they did on Beverly Hills with the powwow with someone like Yolanda Van Zandt, however you say her name, Kelly know how to say it. They need somebody really good that can sit down and have them hash these things out so they can at least be with each other. Because I do like this cast. I like everybody.
You have to want to do that, though. You have to want to hash it out.
I think that they do want to hash it out.
Giselle don't want to hash out nothing.
I don't think Giselle wants to be screamed at or berated. If Candace would deal with the real issue and not her emotions, they could probably
it's all on Candace.
No, she's the one that's mad. Giselle is just deciding not to speak to her. It's Candace that's walking around here pissed off, not Giselle. If you're mad
if Giselle wasn't pissed off, Giselle would have made up with her and stuck with that long time ago. So you got to stop trying to make Giselle sound like she's some innocent princess, because she is not. She is one of the biggest troublemakers on the network.
I think all of them are troublemakers. I don't know how people pinpoint one person and call that one person a troublemaker, because everybody on this show
just by their actions.
Everybody on this show is a troublemaker.
Oh, she was talking to Giselle and Robin.
I told you. I be looking, girl. I been looking.
I didn't know who it was because they're not showing her face. They're
it's
only
her hair, though. You can see her curly hair.
Yeah, you can see her hair. Oh
So
wow.
she,
Ashley was so hyped. She a whole vibe. I don't care what nobody says.
I think this cast is great. I know there's going to be certain people that certain people don't like, but I don't think that anybody on this cast has done anything worse than some of these other cast people. And for some reason, they are treated harshly. I don't know what it is.
But I will commend Wendy appearing to want to be hype and have fun and
She
get
did.
drunk. I like that. I like that they at least wanted. I think there was a desire to be fun. You know,
This is
so
going to be a fun trip. I think it's going to be a fun trip.
yeah, I think so too.
And people going to be mad because they ain't going to be arguing, or they going to be mad because I would have cussed her out and she should have cussed her out. And why she talking to her? And because people say they want this to happen, but when it happens, they're going to be like, why? So
did we straight up say that Robin picking the rooms, was a get back?
yeah, we didn't
And
say it that way, but yeah, but it was.
It was a get back. I kind of, and I had thought about it. I was like, I liked it. She did it like that. It was a get back. But Wendy and Candace handled it with no problem because they had to know, she gonna mess with us a little bit. Like they had to, because they take pleasure in shading them. But see, that's not toxic. That's fun. When it's Robin and Giselle that's getting it, it's just not fun. They wrong, they colorist when they are getting the get back.
That's what
I don't even mind. I don't even mind that there is a clique on this show. I don't even mind that if the cast stayed the same, exactly the same, and Candace and Wendy are ride or dies, just as we see with Giselle and Robin. I don't mind that. But the part that I mind is that when one side, and I am talking about Wendy and Candace, I mean, like somebody gotta, if it was Giselle that was leading, Giselle be like, come on, what's really happening? Can we talk? I think about the season where Giselle offended Wendy and mentioning her rumors about her husband. And that's when all of this really between her and Wendy started. Giselle also was able to come to Wendy more than once and say, hey, Wendy, I really like to have a conversation with you. I know you're upset now. You ain't ready for it now, but I'd like to have a conversation with you. Then they meet later and it's still Giselle driving the conversation. I apologize to you about X, Y, and Z. Because they were having a conversation at Mia's flower thing.
Yep.
Yeah,
that was supposed to be a leading
conversation.
Too. Yeah, that event was meant to be that, to let go of things. I remember that.
Right. Giselle doesn't, I mean, at this point, Giselle really doesn't owe Wendy anything. She literally apologized.
Because Giselle even brought up the Sherman thing. Like, because I'm going to tell y'all, Giselle didn't really go after people to Sherman. After Sherman, and they did
it was a different show.
It was
like that's why I said I was arguing that in the group. Did you see me?
Because she said to Monique, exactly.
I said this started with Monique. This show went on stuff like that.
But when I shoot my shot, I ain't gonna miss. Go back and watch. Her exact
like Giselle wasn't even like that. Yeah. They started this, and they didn't just mess with Sherman. They brought this man's ex-wife on the show, who wasn't on it before and ain't been on it since then. Yet, Karen claims it was her good girlfriend. Like, they straight up went after Giselle. Like, y'all people forget that.
So I need to find it so I can comment on it.
What? Yeah, like I was just.
I don't like us being on the same page. I like us a little fussy, but this is the day is not a fussy day. Today is gonna be a joy.
They tortured that girl. They started this. Giselle and them wasn't on this. And you know how I know they wasn't on this? Because they said the first season that Katie and her boyfriend was so inappropriate. We didn't know anything about him urinating on the couch at a party that they showed. Yes, they didn't even put that on the show. They talked about it later. Like, that's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. Like, it was all kind of shady stuff that Giselle and them, but you start something, okay, I got you.
She said it. She said, I ain't gonna miss.
It's unfortunate that Wendy didn't have nothing to do with that. You know, I rock with you on that. Wendy didn't have nothing to do with that. You know, I wish that I wish that the situation was handled better all the way around, but it wasn't. And what I mean by that is, I guess in my head, I'm not on reality TV. If somebody bought something to me about my husband that I think is utterly ridiculous, I would have the conversation, but it would be a situation like, you ask me everything now because I ain't talking about this no more, type of thing. That's what I would do in my head. Like, you're not finna stretch me, my situation for 7 episodes.
And no, but not only that, it rolled over to the next season sometimes. And I think we got to move on, people. Yeah. But anyway, anything else, ladies? It's almost 1:30. I'm in hour and 30. So next week, we think if Married to Medicine is any good, which it looks like it's going to be, and it's a season finale, we'll do both of those. Married to Medicine next week.
This is the season finale of Potomac, or just Married to Medicine?
No, I don't.
Next week
see
for
them
both.
say that for Potomac. Did y'all?
Next week is the last for Potomac also.
Oh, I didn't even say that
because they haven't even filmed the reunion yet.
Well, Andy's taking. It can't be. Andy's taking. Because they've already filmed Married to Medicine.
Didn't we look it up though?
Filmed it.
So Married to Medicine is their season finale. I don't think it's Potomac because it didn't say that.
Yeah.
Because Married to Medicine is said on next time on the season finale of Married to Medicine. It didn't say that for Potomac.
Didn't we pull it up on Wiki and look at it and saw that there were 2 episodes left?
It did.
And it was this one and then next week.
Let me see.
But, yeah. They gonna end the season in the Dominican Republic?
I can't believe that.
But Married to Medicine.
They got at least 16 episodes.
Yeah, they may have got more episodes.
13.
Yeah.
That was all that they had listed at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Now they have all the way up to March the 10th.
Yeah, they're not because it didn't say that. So I think Married to Medicine is their last one. Then their reunion's going to start because they've already filmed the reunion for that. And Potomac, Andy just asked for questions for Potomac, so Potomac must be coming up within the next.
Oh, you're right, they did.
Andy just asked for it. So it will be in the next, I guess, week.
Yeah, probably.
So we shall see.
I submitted a question.
Did you?
Yeah,
we need to submit it for you, Dr. Joy. We need to do one for Chatter Up. Callie.
I did. It was under Chatter Up, but I did say Joy from St. Louis.
Oh, that's good. That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, but basically, my question was for Wendy, if
I'm scared.
Starting from the not skipping steps is important, why are you skipping the steps that your mother called to try to intimidate her?
Oh, Andy
that was first.
You gotta start at the beginning. You can't start in the middle. Ain't that what somebody told Tisha?
Fair.
Ever since, yes, honey.
And my thing is, you ain't got to acknowledge the witchery. I think that would be ridiculous. Nobody's expecting that. That's unrealistic, even if it is true. But you can acknowledge, yes, my mother called. Yes, my mother may have said some things. Even if you lie and say, I ain't have nothing to do with that, though. But at least acknowledge that they trying to make this girl Nneka like that's some acknowledgement that it had happened, that her whatever her response was at least valid.
I hope they give Nneka a second season. I really feel like she needs one. I feel like Sweet Tea needs another season.
I do too.
I do. I just feel like I just feel like they do. And they say that Monica is filming with Whitney. Is that her name? From Salt Lake City. So she may be coming back. Because they said that they wouldn't film with her. But it was on Instagram. They showed them filming together. Whitney was sitting with her. So she may be getting the second season. I don't know if they'll show it on the show, but they did film.
Ain't no way I would film with her.
Do y'all think Anne Marie, did y'all like to see her again on Beverly Hills?
No.
I didn't mind. I don't think we get to know anybody.
I don't either. I think they need to
that's why their first impression should be
the second
a good
season
one.
Personality whatever it is, operation or whatever, is kind of normal. Look at Wendy. She was a totally different person second season. Candace was actually the same though. Come to think of it, her second season, she was the same. But nobody's the same person, it seems, their second season. And because the first season, there's something to kind of wet your feet. She's wet her feet. Nneka has been in enough, whatever, to come back. I would like to get to know Nneka because we really haven't gotten to know her yet. And I really would like to see a Nigerian wedding on the show.
Oh yes, I think that she would do it too.
Yeah.
I think she would take them to Nigeria and
I
have
would
this
love
wedding.
that.
Oh
I
my
really
God.
love.
But I don't think Wendy would like that.
I think that Wendy will jump on the opportunity to go back to Nigeria.
No,
if
I
she
don't
can.
think she would like Nneka being the one taking them there.
Oh, that's all. I mean, she had the opportunity to do it.
Oh, okay.
Like,
I'm just
you
saying.
can't be mad at the girl and she got a reason. She said she wanted to do another wedding in Nigeria. It would be really nice to see it there. I mean, I think it would be a great learning experience. And then maybe all of those things that they talked about, you have a real African, not say a real, that they're unreal Africans, but an African that lives in Africa explain it, because even Wendy is Americanized. Her mother may not be, but Wendy is. It would be nice to hear it from a neutral party. Let me say it like that. I don't like when the research that I've done about that whole Ibu thing is like is it Yubu or Ibu?
I don't know.
Whatever it is, I think it's like a caste system. I mean, it ain't no like, it is a caste system. It's saying a group of people. I mean, a group of people, because they probably had one mystic person in their lineage, 7 generations ago. The whole line is this ostracized people.
Oh my goodness, yeah. So this Mimosa with Melody with his name Hill Harper. It's gonna have Claudia Jordan, Drew, Shanita Foster, Derek, her mom. We need to go to this.
Oh, speaking of this, I don't even know if we've talked since Portia has.
Well, we were going to talk about that today. Let's go ahead and do it. Which one? Go ahead.
Well, we now know that Portia Gabardia, I think is her name, is coming back to Housewives of Atlanta for season 16. I saw on Twitter that Kenya actually said something like, "Come on, girl," or something.
Yeah.
Somebody could welcome thing, whatever it was really nice. It was positive. And I said, "Oh Lord!" People was like, "What y'all was predicting? What y'all think is gonna happen?" And all these people was giving these predictions. They gonna be cool and da da da. And then I said, "Girl, please, Kenya calling, fouling right now, trying her to get her outfits together, because she gonna be her special friend all season."
Well, see, I don't think so. I think Kenya and Portia are going to be the anchors of Atlanta now. Kenya and Portia hang out now. Her sisters, her name Lauren, and her daughter in Brooklyn hang out all the time. Now, I don't know about what's Portia's daughter name, PJ. They sort of hang out, but Kenya be with Lauren a lot. So I feel like they've made up. Now, I will say when they get on the show, they may cause chaos and confusion because of ratings. And I'm here for it, especially with this new Simon stuff.
And okay, so here's this thing. I don't even like stuff like this. Let me tell you something, because I don't even want to repeat it. Let me tell you, but I am. But let me tell you why. Okay, so I don't know if y'all been in these groups, but these folks then start digging up stuff on Simon, and I don't like doing stories like this, or not stories, but gossip like this, because this is all alleged. It's court documents out there. As far as I know that they're real, we don't know that they're real. But basically, when Simon came into this country, according to these documents, he came in under some kind of visa. I can't remember what was the name of it. I can't remember if it was like a school visa, whatever the visa was, it was temporary. And he was supposed to be out of the country. Now, these documents go all the way back to the 90s, and I'm talking 91, early 90s.
Yeah.
So he was supposed to be deported, but the day that he popped up again, um, he wasn't deported and he had a different name. And
Oh,
there are felonies of him of fraud and
allegedly
stuff
or what?
all I said all of this is according to these court documents. I'm not
Okay.
saying these are real. I don't even know if these assignments. These kind of stories I
Okay.
don't like because I be so scared it's gonna discourage them from coming on the show.
I
And
told
I'm
you,
partly
Joy.
responsible because I really want to see them. I'm itching to see them
But
on TV.
Portia should have known that was going to happen. She heard about all these Simon rumors. She knew when she signed up for this that his stuff was going to come out.
I told y'all that
And
because I was like, it
whatever
should be easy to get people to go on reality TV. It is not, and that's why such and such family ain't on here anymore, because y'all talk about their families, y'all call them fat, y'all call them gay, y'all go and try to figure out where they work and get their jobs, and people just don't want. The fans have got so toxic and so just mean, just evil, man.
I
And
could
so,
guarantee you that Wendy's mother never show up back on the screen because like the way that people have been talking about her mother, not even just the whole witchery stuff. I'm talking
the bleaching.
about her bleaching her skin.
Mm-hmm.
I know she had to be like horrified.
But
Like,
even when Giselle mentioned her sister one time, people were trying to go find out who her sister was.
yeah, because they were like,
Like,
why she had her sister?
and her
What the
sister don't want y'all to find her. Her sister don't want y'all to find her.
That is so
She
weird.
don't want y'all to, because y'all gonna talk about the lady or something. Something gonna be wrong with her. So and that's why we can't get quality people on these shows sometimes, because of y'all. Stop. Which I know we knows it too, but we don't share it. But me and Callie do be digging. Okay, go ahead.
Like, but yeah, I don't try to break stories though. I have actually avoided. We've gotten some tips, and we just hold
Mm-hmm.
on to it. We like, I don't want to be the first. We
We
could be
didn't want to
second
be
or
the first,
third.
even when they
Yeah,
yeah. But
the
the
first
Tisha,
is
what's her
cool.
name, Callie? Tissa Tales or something?
Tessa
She
Tales.
Tessa,
Ciao.
child. She going
Mm-hmm.
in on Porsche. She's saying Portia's deal is not good, that people think that it is, but it's really a 360 deal where she cannot work with anybody else but Bravo. And Bravo does not have to even give her any shows, scripted shows to do. But if she wants to try to do a scripted show outside of Bravo and NBC, she cannot. So they're saying her deal is good. I don't know how true this is, but I mean, she was just saying that what Portia thinks she signed up for is not what it is, and I'm praying that it's not true.
Who is this?
It's like
Tessa
T-I.
Tales. It's TESSA Tales. TELLS.
Yeah,
If
she.
I learned nothing, I don't think they said that. Who is that who said that all of these reported like their salaries and all that
Yeah,
kind of stuff? Don't none of that be right. Like it's like the reality people be like, don't none of that be right.
and she was saying that the reason why people can't, because they have a non-compete, so they have to wait so many years before they can do anything else, and that's what hurt Nene and
A
Monique.
year.
And
A
yeah,
year.
yeah,
She only had a year. That's the reason why Monique waited almost a year to the date.
yeah.
And they
And I
came
was
that
just
she
sitting here
came out.
like, so I don't know. She said she was gonna go live and talk about the contract more. I didn't. I just watched one little clip because I don't watch people but us. And she was saying some stuff, and I was like, "Oh my lord, it's already started. It's already started, Portia." So I hope she comes on, because I would like to see them. I mean, but can you FaceTune him on TV?
We
Mm-mm.
gonna see.
Oh, we're gonna see if she FaceTune him on TV.
We gonna see. I mean, Simon, somebody showed a picture of Simon before Portia and then after it.
Oh
Somebody said that girl did straight build her, man.
Lord, build a bear, okay?
Yeah. I ain't mad at you. Your spouse should upgrade you.
Yeah, it should.
I mean,
I
imagine
just
you
hope she
being
has her ducks in a row and that if he goes to jail, she's not having to go because she's a Teresa or something like that, or a Chrisley. I just hope she's, been wise enough to protect as much as she can.
I just pray this
I
stuff
can't
be
imagine Portia not doing a prenup
Come on now.
I can't either. But
Why can't
Cynthia,
you imagine that?
because she got nothing with Gordell.
that's true too. She's been
Yeah,
I
that
I
way.
mean,
mean, you
that's
would
the
But I
think,
only
mean,
but
reason why.
I mean,
Like she with Gordell, she actually got played. She sold her condo and her, I don't know if it was a condo or a house. I think it was a condo. And he played her, said he was selling his and he didn't. She got played in her divorce. I ain't saying, you know, I know I can't imagine that she wasn't thinking about this because of how she was dealing with Simon. I mean, her baby daddy. What's his name?
Dennis.
Yeah, with Dennis, because Dennis wanted to move in, wanted to move with her. She was like, I'm not selling my house. She flat
Yeah.
out said that. And if you think about it, right now, Portia still didn't sell her house. Her mother's in it.
Child, what about,
Like,
let me read
Portia,
this what Joy done said. Wendy and Candace don't lead scenes. It's gotta be Joy. They only react to them. How different this season would have been had Candace said in Texas, hey, I'd like to resolve this with Giselle. But instead, Candace waiting on the reading rainbow moment.
she is. I mean,
I'm
like,
on camera. I'm on
this,
camera.
but I'm just saying, when you lead a scene, that's how you lead a scene.
Go, Joy.
That's what
That
I'm
was
saying.
good. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
like
try. Listen
none of them lead scenes. People, they only, Wendy and Candace only react in scenes. They don't lead them. And when you're a lead of scenes, you are the one that has to initiate a conversation, even if it's combative, even if it's saying, Giselle, I think it's jacked up with so and so. Candace don't do that. She's waiting on Giselle to say something or somebody else to say something so she can bounce off of them. Candace, and when people talk about who's disposable, I don't care if they stay on the show, because I mean, if I don't like them, I love to not like them, if you understand what I mean. So I don't care if Candace and Wendy, I ain't trying to tell them to go, although I don't like them, but they don't lead scenes, and they're disposable if they don't. Like, even Ashley will lead a scene, Mia will lead a scene, Karen, Giselle, everybody leads scenes but them. They sitting down just wait.
Everybody's disposable, lead a scene or not.
Absolutely. I'm not saying that they're not. I'm just saying, in my eyes, amongst this ensemble, it's only two people that are playing sit back to reading Rainbow.
Who's the second one? Candace and who?
Wendy.
Oh, please.
Candace and Wendy. They're very reactionary. They are reactors, hands down. And they react perfect. But imagine you on the job, like, you can sit there and say nothing until somebody say something to you or tick you off.
I don't know, y'all. I kind
That's
of agree.
what Giselle's
I feel
doing.
like Candace used to lead. I thought she did. I don't know what's going on.
Giselle has actually led events. And a perfect example is The Crown. She actually, that's leading in front of all the ladies. When Giselle did the paint thing, that's leading in front of the
When
ladies. Even
Giselle
though
did
she
the pageant walk at Bora
Yes,
Yeah, I
that was
know.
and
good.
those are leading
And
scenes,
then
even
when
if
she
you don't
said,
get
tell us a
along with
fun moment
everybody.
about Karen at the table, and that's one of my favorite scenes.
But
Giselle
I
led that
know y'all
scene.
like to call her the leader, but the leader should get off her butt
I'm
and
not
make
calling
everybody
her
No,
the
that's
talk.
not
leader. I
saying
said
she's
to
a
lead
leader.
a scene.
You've said
She's
it
the
5
lead of
times. She
scene.
leads the
That's
scenes. That
leading
makes
a
her a
scene.
good leader,
Okay,
right?
she
She's leading a
introduces the
scene.
scene.
She
They
does that well,
introduces the
right?
scene.
But she needs to keep leading and do the right thing and get the cast back together.
Yeah, she needs to do that. I agree.
But
She
she
does.
can't. I would not
She
do that.
can. She can do it.
She
I think she could.
can, but I know that she could. I just think that you get tired of being apt, because see, the leader gets, the person that leads the scenes get heat. That's why when a situation comes up and Ashley is asking, trying to get Robin and Candace, Candace to have a conversation, everybody's saying Ashley's so messy. See, being messy, being the leads of scenes, the heat gets on you. So Candace and Wendy don't want that. That's why I said they're 100% reactionary.
Well, I agree with that a little bit. But yeah, I do believe that Giselle could get everything back together.
She could. It looks like she's the only person that can, because obviously Candace and Wendy can. Because how easy would it be for Giselle to say, look, Wendy, our issues, I would really hope that we could really come to a resolve for the betterment of the group. This us versus them don't feel good. And while we might not all be friends, can we kind of coexist and possibly kiki every once in a while. Like Giselle could absolutely say that. I could literally hear her saying it. It wouldn't even hurt her that much.
But do you think
But
that they would accept it?
I think at the end of this season, if all of these ladies are asked to come back, I don't think Wendy is gonna have a choice. They were talking about this last night on What's Happening Live. That
what
they
say? I'm gonna watch it when I get off.
Somebody had mentioned that they need to come to a resolve. This show feels like it's stagnant. If Andy has a straight up for real conversation with them before the reunion, he should tell them, yo, y'all need to fix this. I don't know how, but it's gonna be a lot of people whose head is on block because we can't do another season of this.
Kind of like what Carlos did.
Yeah. Yes, like you can't do this. Carlos King said season 4, we may not have known this, but when Nene and Kim never had one conversation that whole season. He said it was so difficult shooting that season, and the next season they got rid of Lisa and they got rid of somebody else, and that's season 5 is when they hired Portia and Kenya.
Okay.
And I don't know if y'all know that the ladies were on strike at the beginning of that season. That's why in the first couple of episodes of season 5, you only see Portia and Wendy, and they had all of that extra. You're right. I'm sorry. In Kenya, they couldn't, and that's why we got all of that footage. But they didn't even exist.
And it was good footage too, though. I ain't mad.
And it was good footage. And
they probably got nervous. Could you imagine getting nervous?
Kenya said they weren't even getting paid or knew if they were. They were auditioning. Those things that we got when they was arguing and Portia introduced them as Miss USA, they didn't even know if that was even gonna make it.
It did. It was good TV.
It was good TV.
I think it's gonna be good again.
Yeah. So anyway,
all right.
I'm really happy about Portia coming back. I've been really wanting to see this marriage. I really would like for her to be a little happy. I don't like Kenya, but I really would like to see her with somebody that want to be on TV.
Yeah.
And want to love on her and her daughter. I would like to see that. And oh my God, as pretty as Nneka is, whoever did her makeup and this lighting in this confessional.
Oh, it's awful.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I kind of cringed.
It was so bad. And
I remember.
Next year, I hope she has a glam team. So she's a very beautiful woman. Her skin is flawless. Like, I bet you she looked like that without makeup. Because hers don't always seem heavy.
Yeah, it was bad. I know it's bad. All right. So anything else, ladies, before we go night-night?
Nope.
I hope everybody enjoyed their day off. Callie, I know you got a day off every day. Don't rub it in.
So it's going to be 2 fights next week.
What fights?
It's going to be 2 different dinners where they arguing. Or is that the same dinner? It looked like Mia and
Karen?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that part.
Yes, it got dark. It's possible because one part of the scene is light outside, and then the other part of the scene is dark. It's possible that too much time went by. But also, I wanted to mention before we get off the call, and this is it. If y'all not watching Traders, y'all are missing out on the.
Why are we not doing Traders? I asked y'all that in chat. I said, why are we not doing Traders? I asked y'all that like 2 weeks ago, and nobody responded. Why are we not doing
I must have didn't see it. Somebody else must have came after, and y'all be typing so much. I mean,
why don't we do
I would do it. Who do you think? Will you think that the person she picked was a good choice?
Yes, absolutely.
You know what somebody said that since this was a person that couldn't deny it, she should have picked John, the old man.
Oh yeah. But I'm gonna tell y'all, if they would have picked this person before they tried to do Peter, it would be a different story. And that's all I'm gonna say. That was the wrong move. When Peter denied them, honey, Peter denied Jesus 3 times. What's that?
Why?
Because Peter is the bachelor, right?
Right.
So Poverty wanted them to get him to move over as a trader.
Correct.
And he denied them. He said no. If they would have put the person that Portia picked this time, it would have been a powerhouse. I think they could have got Peter out with that person.
Who?
With Kate. Isn't Kate the person you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if they would have picked Kate instead of Peter. In the
they
beginning.
did.
No.
Oh.
No. When Parvati.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I'm trying not to give too much away.
I got what you're saying. No, if you're, we have to talk straight. Okay. The people who listening can't follow you.
Y'all can't be mad at me. So
okay, if this you might want to hang up if you haven't watched it yet. Traitors is the show that only comes on Peacock, by the way, and they have a whole bunch of NBC old reality show people from Survivor, people from
Big Brother.
Big Brother, people from Bravo, and all parts of Bravo, not just Housewives. And anyway, they put them in this house in like Scotland. It's like 22 people. And the host, who is this Scotsman, picks 3 people at the beginning that are traitors secretly. So nobody knows who the traitor is. Only the traitor knows that they are a traitor. And everybody else in the house are faithfuls. And you have to, every day, they do these challenges where they earn a certain amount of money. And then they accumulate a little bit at a time, with the total being up to $250,000. And in every day, they get to sit at a round table and vote somebody out because they believe that they're a traitor. And once they come to a person with the most votes, then they have to stand in the circle of truth and tell whether or not they're a traitor or a faithful. Well, if they're faithful, you're losing. You need to get rid of all the traitors, because this gang will go all the way down to their like 4 people. And then when they're all the way down, they've gotten, let me also say that every night the traitors get rid of somebody too.
Yes.
So the traitors get rid of somebody every night, and then at a round table. So once they're all the way down to like 4 people, if there is no traitor, if there is only one traitor amongst them, that traitor gets all the money, and nobody will know until the end. So last season, the first season, the traitor, I don't know the lady's name.
Theory, she from Survivor. She was good.
But she was so good. Like this middle-aged Black woman, all of these people. And I only mention that to say that Phaedra this week, they said, beat the 2 smartest people in reality TV as traitors. And what's crazy is, and that was the 2, Poverty, who was supposed to be, and Dan. They were supposed to be the 2 smartest people in Survivor history. And Phaedra out-conned them. So at the end, and what's crazy is at the end of the day, those 2 had decided together behind Phaedra's back that if push comes to shove, they was getting rid of Phaedra, and Phaedra then got rid of both of them. I
don't think that they underestimate all the Bravo people.
Ooh,
when Tamara was on there and they were trying to go with her, she was going to battle with them. So they underestimated the Bravo people because they were on different type of shows that they've never watched the Housewives.
Yeah. And I was like, this week they were saying to Phaedra that they think she's a traitor because she's never emotional or never scared. Phaedra, I was like, you obviously did not watch one episode or real. I was like, we didn't watch in a group. I said, we didn't watch Phaedra have 2 babies that then came out of her body and laid on her chest. She didn't have the same face. We watched Phaedra's husband get logged out to prison without so much of an emotion. We didn't watch her like and we have watched her be accused of lying about raping and drugging somebody, and again the same face. Phaedra don't show emotion.
She lied about her pregnancy.
Right. And with a straight face tried to convince a room full of mothers that she didn't know how far along she was in her pregnancy, that her baby wasn't even 6 months, and the doctor was going to remove the baby with a straight face. Phaedra said this. Like, even Nene was like, girl, that sounds so stupid. Y'all remember when
even girls in the hood or something know they do
she
date
said
or
even the
something.
girls in the hood might not know who their baby daddy is, but they know when they do date is.
Girl. So, but I think we should do. Y'all want to do when the traders come on?
Thursdays.
But we could do this week if y'all want to. I'm free all week.
Yeah, I love traders.
I asked y'all a long time ago. We should do traders. Well, I'm gonna tell you. I just watched Australia Part 2. I don't think it's on Bravo yet. The ending, unlike no other.
Shocking.
Oh my
Really?
God! Yes, I was so shocked because I didn't know this could happen, y'all.
Oh, and another thing, what I like about traders, they always create new rules.
Yes, Canada had, because I've watched all of them. Canada had totally different rules than everybody.
Yeah, they'll turn the rules. So you could have watched one season and thinking, when I mean like a new person this season. They could have watched the previous other seasons and then came on and think they got this down pat. But they keep creating these rules to change it up. So it's just like right now, this is the first time on American history that it then got down to one trader, which was Phaedra. So now they created a new rule because they had already tried to ask somebody to be a trader, and that happened last season too. And the person could decide to join or not, and they could decide to say something to everybody else or not. It's completely up to them. But Phaedra was now told that you have to pick a trader and they can't deny you, or they have to be banned.
Well, that happened in Canada, or they would be murdered.
Yes, because that's what happens when you leave. It's considered murdered.
Yeah,
it's so good. This show it's almost like playing Clue. It's a murder mystery.
It's so
because
good.
The traders are the murderers, but you got to find out who the murderers are. Like, essentially, that's what it is. And people be making alliances with people. It's so good.
So what about we do a show on traders, and we're gonna have to do this all over again and explain. And I'm free Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday too. I don't care. I ain't got no plans this week. So y'all just let me know.
Mad. Look, this show is so good. When the episode ends, I'll be like, dang it! I wish I had waited so I can binge watch it. It's so good because I don't want it to stop.
UK season 2, y'all, was so good. I think it's coming to Peacock in March. So y'all gonna have UK season 2.
Why are you watching it?
On my cable.
Oh.
I don't watch Canada, New Zealand. I watch them all. UK.
Yeah, they are really good. It's such a all I keep thinking
is so good. I can't wait for y'all. It'll be on Peacock in March.
It's so clever. That's all I can say.
Too. We can do those.
It's clever. It's so clever. I don't know who created this. Who was
the guy who did The Circle. Do you watch The Circle on Oh, okay. So he has a lot of games. The Circle's really good. If you want to watch
The Circle, on Netflix?
It's on Netflix, yeah.
Good. I got something to binge watch. It's something I do like binge watching. I done waited till it's like 6 seasons. It's a love show. It's Love is Blind.
I've never watched that.
It's really good. It's like it's an interesting take on love. It's these people are in these pods. You can't see the person, and basically you're dating. First, you're speed dating. Then they encourage you to write notes. So everybody got a notebook saying, "What's your name? What do you do for a living?" Talk.
Not even their voice. You don't even hear them speak.
Yes, you can only hear them speak.
Oh, okay.
And they get to sit on like these little comfortable couches. They can send one another gifts. And the object of the dating is to fall in love with a person. And the only way that you can meet each other is to propose.
So do they stay together?
Some of them have.
Okay, good.
But wait a minute. You propose and then you meet each other. And then you meet everybody all together that chose somebody. Then you meet everybody. You go on a honeymoon, like a vacation. Then you come back from that, and then you meet everybody. And what I mean everybody is you could have had connections with 2 or 3 people.
Oh no.
But you didn't meet them in person. And when I said the first everybody is everybody that chose somebody. Because unfortunately everybody doesn't choose everybody.
Mm.
But then there is a time when you get to meet everybody. And yes, people have left somebody that they actually proposed to and went with somebody else. Yes.
No, they have not.
Yes, they have. It's actually really good. It's some jaw-dropping stuff. Like, it was kind of big a couple of seasons ago in kind of real time.
I have to watch Love Is
About
Blind. Did you watch The Trust? Did you finish it?
I did not, but I am.
The Trust was pretty good.
I actually forgot about it. I was obsessed with it and then stopped.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna watch The Circle. You say it's on Netflix.
Yeah, The Circle's good. Now The
Is
Circle,
it as good as Traders?
no, but it's good.
Okay.
It's good.
I'm
though.
hanging up on y'all. Y'all talking too much. I can't take it.
Okay. Yeah, we
All right,
in
yeah, we
between.
getting off of here. We need.
All right,
Okay.
y'all.
Let me
Peace
get out.
out. Bye.
Peace.
Oh my God.
Oh, you already in. Oh, okay.